Okay, welcome to A Poem for a Sorry Soul docuseries. When we talked about the main theme of this book, how can someone justify the horrible? I brought up mental illness, and now I want to talk about that as a major theme and topic of the book. First off, I want to say, in my critical opinion, I don't want to say professional, but critical opinion, the education system, not education, although that would be true, the mental health system is a fucking joke. I live in New York. Most of our taxes go to the state, and they do not take care of our citizens. Our citizens are not taken care of mental health wise. It is a joke of a system, and that is one thing I really wanted to highlight in this book. In no way was this book ever to look at mental illness and be like, oh, that's bad. But to look at it from a lens of understanding, like everything else. Throughout the book, Liam is hospitalized. But not only are the doctors not properly trained or trained on things that don't... I can't help but laugh at how ridiculous our system is, but things that are so outdated or just don't work. But this mental health system itself is there's so much red tape, there's so much corruption. That's not how it should be. How can we prevent tragedy if we don't take care of our citizens? Every situation that has happened, whether it be school shooting, whether it be violence, whether it be anything like that, has always happened. One regard or one factor in it, at least, is mental health, because they were not properly taken care of. There were signs for help, and we ignore them. And not only that, the system ignores them. So, when I wrote the hospitalization scenes in this book, which are some of the most harrowing scenes in this book, I wanted to write them from a lens of, okay, this is a critique. I am critiquing the entire system in this book. But not only that, but understanding how mental illness can affect someone's judgment. And again, in no way is this book to be like, oh, mental illness bad. No, that's not the point I'm getting at here. But the fact is that if we ignore mental illness, it's going to consume us. Is that a jumping bug? That's a cricket. Huh. Okay. Anyways, mental illness needs to be looked at as another health. People say, oh, we care about mental health, but do you really? Does not a lot of people actually know the science of it, or the effects of it, or how we can help each other? That's ridiculous to me. A lot of tragedies could be prevented by just properly taking the steps to either get them on medication or get them someone to talk to. Throughout the book, Liam is neglected by the mental health system. Not only the mental health system, by his dad, by his family. A lot of these situations that he ends up in is because nobody wants to take the time to sit down and talk to him. Which is not only something I've experienced in my lifetime, but I've seen friends, I've seen partners, I've seen multiple people deal with. I'm trying not to cry right now. These people don't get the proper treatment. They don't get, whether it be for financial reasons, whether it be corruption, whether it be red tape, they don't get the proper treatment, and that's not okay. So many tragedies, so many things could be prevented by giving them the proper treatment. And that's something I really want to get at here. When I look at this book, when I wrote this book, I really wanted to say, at least, even if it was subconsciously or whatever the fuck the term is, I wanted to say that the mental health system is one of the reasons these tragedies, like what happens in the book, happens. Because if we don't take care of our kids and their families and people's mental health, we don't take care of our society, and that's when we're going to see it collapse. Is when we don't take care of ourselves or other people. What happens to Liam is never properly diagnosed or cured. Not even cured. It doesn't even have to be cured per se. That's not even where I'm going with this. But it's never properly taken care of. Which is one of the reasons Liam does what he does. The mental health system is such a joke. And that's why I really wanted to critique it with this book too. Every book I write, I always critique the mental health system if there's mental health to be involved. But this book especially was a slam on the mental health system. Because a lot of these incidents that we see in the world are because nobody took the proper time, proper measures to actually give the care that's needed to these people, to anyone. So, if there's one lesson that can be taken away from the mental health struggles of my main character and other characters, is that proper care needs to be given to these people. We need to do better as a society, and that would prevent tragedies in itself. We need to do better as a society to take care of not only ourselves, but other people. We need to make sure that there is nobody who feels the way they do, like the people in my book. No one should feel like Liam. No one should have to deal with hallucinations. If we do the proper steps to take care of people, society would be so much better. And it sucks to see a world where everything's driven by profit, where everyone's like, oh, I'm going to make money off the new mental health medication, but no one actually cares to help these people. I've seen it so many times with partners, with friends, how this system just fucks them over. So one of the major things I want to say is that what Liam does is because of the mental health system not doing what it's supposed to. It's a damn shame. It really is. So, really, when we talk about the themes of this book, mental health not only being a major one, but the fact that mental health is the root of a lot of sickness. A lot of things in society can be solved if we not even solve, but help people. Even looking at Liam's father, the domestic abuser. If he had gotten proper care growing up, he probably would have never handled or treated his family like he did. Now, I don't want this video to be all negative, so I'm going to say that there has been great strides and great push to see a better mental health system. But I don't think it's big enough. I think if we want to make a difference, we have to start with ourselves, and we have to look at the world and be like, okay, I need to be the difference. I need to be the one to make the change. So what I want people to do, not only from after watching this, but after reading this book, is to be the change. So many of these horrible things happen in our society. If you don't make the change, how can you expect other people to? Someone's got to be the fire starter. Someone's got to start the fire. Someone's got to start the movement. So why can't it be you? Why can't you go out there and be like, hey, I'm going to make the change. I'm going to make the difference. That is one of the reasons I wrote this book. If there's nothing else you take away from this docuseries or this book, there is one thing I want you to take away. One thing you must take away is that you can be the difference. To make sure that people don't do what they not only do in this book, but what they do in real life. If you want to see a better world, you have to start with yourself. If you want to be the difference in the mental health system, you got to be that difference. You can't just say that it needs to change. So many people online are like, hey, this needs to change, but no one takes the proper steps to do it. This book looks at all of this. Not really the people say that they're going to make a change online, but more of the how mental health is, the reality of it. There's some characters in the book that do good things in regards of Liam's mental health, and now those characters we should take after. We need to take care of each other, and that's how we prevent tragedy. Jaded judgment from domestic abuse, from so many things, from mental illness, can be the cause of so many things, so many incidents, so many tragedies, so much death. We need to be the difference. We need to be able to help each other. When we don't help each other, we don't help the world. So, I really like everyone to take away that from this, at least. I hope this series was helpful. Thank you for watching till the end. Go get yourself some water, go get yourself some food, take care of yourself. And I'll catch you on the next book, or whenever you decide to read this one. Thank you.